Eddie, Gary's out there. Thank you, thank you. You'd think I just hit that winning free throw against Kansas in 1953. I just want to say this. The 4 years that Nancy and I spent at Indiana University was 4 of the greatest years of our life. You know, college coaching's gotten a little different now. A little bit different. It used to be you recruited a kid and he came in and he was there for 4 years. Well, that's not the case now. And I look over at Victor and Cody, but that's the way it is. Not only Indiana, but every place. So recruiting is still a major part of the game, as we know. You've got to have players, and Teddy, I often said, you never saw a jockey carry a horse across the finish line at Kentucky Derby. But 6 years ago, all the tradition of Indiana basketball, 6 years ago, it really hit a bump, and I mean a major bump in the road. No question about it. The program was in the worst shape that I can remember, and all of you too. And we had a guy that came in here in a very difficult situation. And boy, what a hell of a job he has done. He capped it off when Cody and Victor were here winning the Big Ten championship. And then, of course, you start over again the recruiting process, because now those two guys, and the amazing thing about some of the recruits is that the last 3, we've had 2 players go in the first 5 players in the NBA draft, and then Vontae goes in the top 10. So that's a hell of a job of recruiting. I wouldn't stand up here. This guy, I'm telling you, you all been listening to him forever, and so have I. And there always comes a day. There was a guy down at the University of Kentucky that was the voice of Kentucky sports, and he retired, and they've never been able to replace him. And you know what's going to happen when his day comes? You're not going to replace this guy. I'll tell you that right now. You're not going to replace Don Fisher. I want to introduce a fellow that spent 16 months. I thought he was crazy for doing it, but he spent 16 months doing a documentary on my life. And he's here tonight. His name is Ted Crean. Well, I could go on and on talking about Tom Crean. No question about it. And his best years here are in front of him. What a great tradition, and what a great job he's done in pulling the IU program from down under and getting it back on top again. So I'm introducing the head basketball coach at Indiana University, Mr. Tom Crean.